A word from you, Sajjan. What do you think the pollsters may get wrong?
One of the mistake that could be whether the sample was representative of the demography or not. Because take for example, Access by India, the maximum they are giving to the EBCs is 22%. While we do know that the Hindu OBCs
Hmm.
they constitute around 25 to 26%, right? So in their own sample, if it's coming to 22%, whether they are giving it as the total percentage of EBC to uh, did the sample reflected the demographic percentage as is in the society. So many a times what happens that we extrapolate, like for example you have taken very few samples of EBCs and you know that it's 26%. So what do, you multiply and extrapolate so that it becomes reflective, and many times you fail to capture the diversity. This is one. Two, also as we say that exit poll by definition means a person has voted, and when he
Yes.
or she is exiting, you are supposed to ask then only. It cannot be that you go somewhere. And so many a times ensuring, and Amitabhji would be more into the cognizance of this, ensuring the quality, that it's really exit poll by definition is exit poll. It's not something like an opinion poll that you go and ask the same person who you interviewed before the election. So these sort of things give you, and when it's considered to be very close, these sort of errors do give you a percentage in a different way. And that is why I think how representative is the sample of the surveys, right? And percentages, that is something that needs to be assured. And therefore I do believe that one needs to reconcile the exit poll with the ground feedback that one is getting. And therefore many a times when you are conducting the survey, your group is conducting, and you also is roaming around on the ground, the point is to bring a balance between the qualitative and the quantitative, and that gives you some sort of a instinctual
Okay.
hint that which way the wind will blow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before I bring in the newsmakers, I'll give the final words to all of you so that, because all of you will be joining us tomorrow morning. So I don't want to hold on to this conversation for long. Rajat Sethi, starting with you, best case scenario, what's happening tomorrow morning?
Um, I'll repeat myself, it was largely a flat election, less emotional election. Some are calling it was a boring election. I think Preeti ji only called it it was largely a boring election. We didn't see any buildup of sentiments against or for the government. The results largely will be boring, very similar to what happened in 2020. It will be somewhere around 130, 135 in that, or maybe 140 it can touch in that realm, and will give you a quiet majority to the government and the quiet mandate to carry on.
Okay. So
But
as I had written a month ago, Nitish Kumar's quiet edge, is it really that quiet? I'm not too sure, because interestingly, Rajat, what one senses on the ground is that Nitish Kumar's popularity is intact. He's an extremely liked politician of Bihar, despite being in power for 20 years, and Biharis are known to be status quo-ish.
so
Uh,
fatigue is not anger. Fatigue is
there is
boring.
no anger. There's no anger.
Yeah. So fatigue
Absolutely.
is not equal
Fatigue,
to anger.
yes.
So
So
yeah.
can fatigue be some kind of silent or quiet change also, Amitabh Tiwari? So you have
Sorry,
to unmute yourself.
sorry.
Yes, please
Yeah,
go ahead.
if the fatigue is turning into a vote for change, it is more likely on account of the anti-incumbency or discontent amongst the MLAs of the
Local.
JDU or the BJP or the LJP RLM hum, because there is significant discontent amongst the MLAs. Wherever the tickets have been denied, that seems to have been managed. Where the tickets have not been denied, we'll have to wait and see whether this Mahila Rozgar Yojana and this higher turnout of women essentially is able to neutralize that fact or not. Because as I've said earlier, the dasha and disha of this chunav is going to be decided by the 61 seats or the performance of the Congress party in the 61 seats it is contesting. Anything below 50% strike rate for the Congress or is going to be bad news for the Mahagathbandhan. The Mahagathbandhan does not have the stamina, if even if it wins, to cross 125, because it will just scrape through, and the bottom for the NDA is likely to be around 125 seats.
Okay. 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 So, Sajjan Kumar, The question really is Nitish Kumar doing better than the BJP? Is JDU strike rate going to be better than the BJP?
So that seems to be more plausible because
Plausible.
one of the feedback on the ground was that did people wanted to vote out Nitish? And the answer is no. That was not the dominant sentiment. If that is the case, too, when we call an election close, remember, except 1995, 2010, and 2015 election, 140 plus and 145 is not considered a close mandate. It
No,
has
of
been
course not.
it is considered a comfortable mandate.
Yes,
Close
because
mandate means it,
yeah,
yeah,
if it's above 121, I mean, if you get 20 seats above that, it's a comfortable victory.
exactly. So that is why the very semantics of calling anything around 140, because that has been the trend of Bihar since 1990, barring 1995, Lalu Prasad Yadav's second election, and 2010 and 2015 election. Otherwise, 140 is a comfortable in a very politically fragmented state wherein every caste has a leader who has some sort of attraction to transfer from A to B. 140 for an alliance should be considered after 20 years, right, as a comfortable mandate. And I think that the undercurrent was for incumbency, not for change.
All right. Thank you for joining us, Rajat Sethi, Sajjan Kumar, Amitabh Tiwari.